Okay, right off rip, I'm gonna say this. I do not want to spend a single dollar on this game anymore. I've spent probably shit, bruh. I probably spent a good like 3 grand on this game. I clear 3 grand. Like I definitely do, right? Um, so I've decided that I will never put another dollar into this game. And pretty much what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of just doing this mostly for myself, trying to just kind of keep tabs on like what I'm doing. But pretty much, I'm just trying to make platinum. I've thought about a couple things. I've been making moves. Like I'm sitting at like 570, right? But I had 60 platinum like 2 days ago. I'm coming up. I've made a good, you know, 500 platinum. I've made more than that, but I've been buying and selling a lot. So what I kind of want to do now is kind of evaluate all of the different kinds of methods I can like kind of do right now. And there are a couple, relics. Right now I'm thinking relics and arbitrations. Those are the two probably most accessible ways of trying to get something of value and sell it. You have Rivens too, but Rivens are like, they're ludicrous. I don't have a shit ton of, if I'm not sitting on 2 million Kufa, you know what I mean? And 2 million isn't even a lot of Kufa. What the fuck? I'm not sitting on buckets of Kufa to dump into a Riven mod to roll a perfect god roll and sell for 20k. I mean, I've done it before. I've done that before, but it's not you can't bank on that. I want something consistent. I want something I want something that isn't gonna be, kind of reliant on kind of how people feel about it. There's a set in stone price for relics and like mods and parts. When it comes to ribbons, it's kind of subjective, honestly. You could say one ribbon is worth, you could say one ribbon is worth 2,000 platinum, and another guy could say, no, that shit's worth, you know, 300. And it's like, you can't back that up, you know what I mean? It's like, it really is a subjective market, but, there are things that are obviously like super rare and like really hard to roll for. But at the end of the day, it's like, they're pretty unique, and you can't bank on just getting a fucking god roll and selling it for fucking 20k. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of I'm kind of leaning more towards trying to open up some relics. And I'm not talking about these relics, these regular relics, which aren't bad, because you can get, prime junk or a gold, which, if the gold isn't worth shit, then you can just sell it as prime junk, or you can get something that's worth something and sell it as is, or just try to get a set or whatever. But I'm more interested in the Requiem relics, and I say that because all of these mods are worth like 10 plat, right? Because I'm looking at all these relics that I have, and it's like if I run these in a group, right, in a 4-man group, and we all run Requiem relics, well, no shit, we all run these relics and the odds I think are 10%, 11% at base, 13, 17, 20. Okay, also, quick note, for Requiem Relics, it really makes no sense to fucking make them radiant, if I'm being honest. You spend twice as many Void Traces for a 3% increase. You go from 17 to 20 for a 3% increase, and you're paying twice as many Void Traces. Like, that's not worth it. You don't give a shit. Do you care about the Exilus weapon adapter? Fuck no. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about this. If I didn't have to build it, I probably would maybe care a little bit, but there's really no reason to even go for Radiant because you don't care about the odds on this. You care about this because all of these mods are worth like 10 plat. The odds of you opening up a relic in a 4-man group with, let's say, into a flawless or even exceptional, You have four people doing the same thing. You have a pretty high chance of getting one of these, right? And that's like 10 plat every single time. So if you run in a four-man group, I'm thinking for every relic I crack, I could probably make an average of maybe 6 platinum per one I crack if I'm running in a four-man. I don't know. I'm kind of just making that up. Like honestly, I'm just making that up. I can get unlucky or lucky or whatever, but honestly, like I don't think that openings like running these is a bad idea, you know? So I'm gonna try and do that. And I'm sitting at 524 platinum right now. I'm gonna try to crack, maybe five or six of them and see how that goes for me. But I think that this can be kind of pretty good, low key. So I ended up cracking 12 relics in a four man. Everyone was running like intact. I don't think anyone was. I wasn't boosting anything. What ended up happening was we got 8 mods, 2 adapters, and 2 commons, which is kind of technically a little lucky, but it's not too far away from the odds. Like this was not super lucky. Or like I had a pretty high expectation of getting at least a little over half of my runs being a mod drop. Um, because the odds, if you have 4 members with 22% chance, the odds are like 61, 62 or something like that of actually getting a mod. So if you're running a 4 man, you have over a 60% chance of actually even getting a mod. So after 12 runs, I figured I'd be getting at least like 6 if I wasn't unlucky. I was just like a little lucky, I guess. Um, but I think that it really opened my eyes, because each of these mods are equivalent in price to a galvanized mod. If you look at the price of galvanized mods, they're roughly equivalent in price of these Requiem mods. How long does it take to crack open one of these Requiem mods? It takes minutes, not even. Like it takes nothing. It takes no time to crack one of these open. Whereas, how long does it take for you to get 20 Vitus extract to actually buy one of these galvanized mods and sell it? It takes a lot longer than 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Not super super long, but it's not. It's they're so it takes if you compare your time and what you get out of it, these relics make way more sense than to sit there and farm galvanized mods. I mean, you could sell galvanized mods for like what, 15 plat, 20 plat, like if you're kind of patient and you're not just trying to quick sell it. But like, oh, and you could also just sell them maxed too, which is another thing if you have a lot of endo, which I am not like a super endo farmer. It just makes more sense to do the Requiem mod right now, like in my opinion. I also want to make another point. There are relics that are just more valuable to run over the Requiem ones. Like take this one for example, like this is worth 60 plat alone. Like if I hit this, I'm making I'm dancing, right? But the thing is, good luck finding squads to run these rad shares of relics that are not in rotation anymore for more than one round. Like like I mean if you have them, use them, I guess, right? But like this right here, this I want to open this relic really badly, but I'm not gonna do it unless it's a rad share, right? But I will never find a fucking squad of 4 people that will also have this relic radiant. Like no one runs this. You can sit here in recruiting all day talking about hosting rad share for Neo N9. No one's gonna hit you up, bro. No one has that relic. The only relics people fucking have these days are the ones that are in current rotation and like maybe some of the prime resurgence shit, like the ones you buy for Aya or the ones that you get from the borrow. Like those are the only like those are the only ones people are really fucking opening. Like, and if it's not one of those, good fucking luck finding a squad to run those relics with you, because it in my opinion, it makes there is no reason to run a relic unless you are running it with everybody else. Like if everybody has the same relic, that's when you want to run it. If they don't if they're not running your relic, it's not worth fucking running it. You could try to leech, but that's a whole different thing. But uh, if you have a valuable relic like this, I would not open it unless you have a 4 man. Like just straight up, it's not worth it. It's really not.